Hello crafters, welcome to today's video. I am so excited for today. We have Mother's Day coming up and I have been crafting for a long time. Mother's Day and Father's Day are my favorite times of year to craft for, and then also to sell my handmade items for. They do really well this time of year, and I love making personalized items for those that I care about and love in my life, so let's get started. The company Karativa kindly reached out to me and offered to gift me a few necklaces, and I'm so excited because it sparked a really great project idea, which is the tutorial for today. So that's the necklace I'm wearing here. It is stunning. I chose the one that said Mama, and originally I was going to gift it to somebody. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I saw it, I realized, no, I love it too much. As soon as I put it on, this is staying with me. But I did get a couple of other ones and I'm really excited to gift them. I'm going to show you what project we're making today. So I am showing you how to make this exploding box. This is awesome for any gift or anything like this. And when they showed me these necklaces, I knew exactly what I wanted to make for Mother's Day to add to this whole gift experience. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Isn't this so cool and beautiful? I think this would be really cute with the holographic vinyl. This is a SVG that I got off of Creative Fabrica, but you can find tons of random SVGs for the exploding boxes on a lot of websites. I love this one though. How beautiful. So what you do is you put a bunch of photos in here and, you know, of your mom and your family and things like that. A really great idea for Mother's Day, Christmas, birthdays. And then it also came in the SVG all together with this little gift box that comes inside. Is this not perfect for what we're talking about today? Mother's Day, who doesn't love jewelry? I mean, as a mama, I sure do. And this one is personalized with grandma on it. I'm going to zoom in and show you what they look like, but this is a really cute one. So this one I personalized. You could put whatever you want. So I went ahead and chose to add grandma to it. I'm going to give this one to my mom. I'm going to put pictures of all of her kids, her grandkids. If you didn't know, she has 8 kids. Plus the grandbabies and everyone, so this will get filled up very quickly. And then this way, they're going to be able to keep this gift box for years and years. It's super cute, made out of cardstock. So we're gonna get right into the tutorial here. And then after the tutorial, I'm going to finish up showing you the last few things that Karativa kindly gifted to me to give you some Mother's Day ideas if you wanted to DIY a little box, add some jewelry into, or something like that. The first step is to go to creativefabrica.com. The link is in my bio. And go ahead, and I put the direct link for this butterfly exploding box if you wanted to do the same thing. I think this would be stunning with some holographic and some beautiful pastels, like in the example photo here. At the time, I did not have those colors of cardstock, so I was just on a budget using what I had, but I think it would be so much more beautiful if I had some stunning pastels or something like that to go with it. So go ahead and download that file, or you know, if you want to look for a different type of exploding box, whatever, it's kind of similar, the process of it. And then the next thing is we're going to need to unzip the file. Now I have shown you how to do this, and I have a full step-by-step beginner tutorial on how to download and unzip a file and then get it into Cricut Design Space, which I will link right up here. Just to save time for the video, I'm going to skip that step, so we're going to hop over to Cricut Design Space now. Once you have done the step of uploading the entire file all together, I am going to go ahead and leave it the size that it is. I'm a little nervous to adjust the sizing because I don't want it to adjust only one part and then it not match up later when I'm trying to create and build this box. But if you are wanting to adjust the sizing and make it a little smaller or a little larger, I would suggest you highlight over everything, group it or attach it together, and then adjust the size as a whole. Then later on you can go back and detach it or ungroup it and start working on your edits, but that way you can be sure that it all lines up perfectly after the fact. So the next step, you can see in my layers panel here, we have basic cut and then another basic cut, and we actually want this one to be score. I don't want it to cut all the way through because then that's just going to cut a large hole essentially in the middle of my little design here. So what I'm going to do is select just the score lines. I have to go to operation. I'm going to select the drop down and go down and select score. So for this tutorial, I am using a scoring stylus, If you have a Cricut Explorer, I would suggest you use the scoring stylus as well. But if you have the Cricut Maker and you're wanting to use the scoring blade that you have, go ahead and do that. And another option, if you don't have either of the tools that I just mentioned, is you can actually use your regular premium fine point blade that comes with your Cricut machine. If you are wanting to go ahead and use your regular premium fine point blade, which I have done in the past and it does work great, make sure that you have some type of dashed line. You can create that yourself with the shapes, or go ahead and upload an SVG maybe of a dashed line. There are tons of ways. Maybe you want to use your text function and go ahead and add some little dash marks in there, and then save it or make sure it's selected as basic cut. So what that's going to do is, instead of cutting it all the way through, if you don't have a scoring tool, it will make tiny dashes but still leave in between stuck together. That way you don't have a huge hole in the middle of your design, but you're able to fold it, and so it's kind of similar to score. I feel like that would look a little less put together because you would see a little bit of the dash lines for the cuts, but it is definitely a great alternative if you do not have the budget or the means right now to go out and get a whole new tool for a new project. I have used that method many times before. So like I said, go ahead and select all of your score lines, and you can tell the difference because when I go ahead and select on this one, on the layers panel, this one is the thin lines, so I need to change that to score. And same here, again, it is the thin line. I'm going to change that to score. Okay, awesome. So the next step is to make sure that these are attached. Now this step might be a little bit annoying, but what you need to do is select over top of this little design, and to make sure that both the score lines and the basic cut do exactly in this pattern or formation that you want, you need to hit attach. If you do not hit attach, what it's going to do is your Cricut is not going to know exactly where you want the score lines. I know it's kind of silly because we put it on there, but we haven't attached it. For example, my Cricut might cut it out up here, it might cut it out totally separate on a different part of the cardstock. So you want to make sure you attach it, and that tells your Cricut, hey, I want to score and cut exactly here. So you're gonna go ahead and do this for all of them. Go ahead and select attach, and one at a time go in and do that. That's for the ones that have the score and the basic cut together on one. Then I'm going to go ahead and select make it, and it's going to break it down into a lot of different pages for me. So we're going to take a look at what it's going to look like. There is a way to make it cut, probably on a more efficient, I guess, kind of setup, but the way the Cricut automatically set it up is, I believe, 13 pages for what I have for the size that I'm doing, and I'm fine with that. It's not a huge deal to me, but if you prefer to make it a little bigger or a little smaller, you could probably fit more on one page if it's a little smaller. But for the jewelry I'm going to be putting in it and the photos and things, I need it to be, you know, a different size. So let's go ahead, and I just thought this one would be super pretty for this exploding box. I think this would look really nice. So we're going to go ahead and put that on, and I made sure to match it to the digital little preview window of my mat when I go into the Make It section on Cricut Design Space. So it's prompting me to load my mat. Let's bring it over and get started. This one is a light cardstock that I'm using, and I'm telling you that because I made sure to hit that on my settings. When I go to use this cardstock, which is that textured one, this is the Cricut brand one, but you know, the typical cardstock that you would think of with that texture, I'm going to change it to heavy cardstock. So I'll show you that as I do it, but for now we're going with the light cardstock first, and as we go throughout, we may need to change our settings back and forth so the blade knows how much pressure to cut. Okay, let's hop on over and load the mat. I do my best to show most of the steps possible, but if you ever need any clarification, please just let me know and I'm happy to do so. So on the Cricut machine, there are two little guides. Whatever Cricut machine you have, it will have this. It might just look a little different. So I'm going to just guide the mat into that slot on either side and just lightly push it against here. Now it's prompting me to load the Cricut with this arrow, so I'm going to press it. It does its little thing, and then it's going to prompt me in a moment with the C that's flashing, and depending what Cricut you have, it might also look like a play button. So if you have a newer Cricut, it might look like that. Otherwise, it's the little C Cricut logo. Once it's flashing, press it, and it's gonna get started. I'll be back once it's done cutting out because it's super noisy. It is done cutting, and the way I know is, number one, the light is flashing telling me to unload, and on Cricut Design Space it is saying unload material. It has a check mark for 100% done. So I'm just going to hold on to it and press the button. So now you can see the cuts that it made. I'm going to keep continuing because the rest so far for the next few are similar to this. Once it comes to using the scoring tool, I'm going to show you. Now there is a different scoring tool that you can use on your Cricut Maker. It's a whole different blade you can put in there, but I don't have that. I have the simple scoring stylus. So once I do that, I'm going to put that in, push it down until it clicks, and then I just close that clamp. So this goes into clamp A and the blade just stays in clamp B. So what my Cricut will do, because I hit attach on Cricut Design Space, you saw me do that. Now my Cricut knows that I am wanting to cut out and then score on the same sheet in that exact spot. So it's going to automatically do it all for me in one simple go, rather than me having to reload the mat over and over to do those steps. So I will show you when it comes time to do that. But for now, I just wanted to show you how to load it and what specific tool I'm using for this scoring method. Again, if you have a Cricut Maker, you can use the scoring blade as well. I personally do not have that. I don't have the money to spend on that right now. So we're gonna keep on going with what I have, but I just wanted to give you those few options. So let's continue and load the next mat. In the meantime, I am just going to peel away this one, add it on, and I'll be back once I've cut out all of the light cardstock. I'm gonna score first, and then once it's done scoring, it's gonna automatically start cutting. I don't have to touch anything. So I'll show you. I'll speed it up for you. I thought it would be helpful for me to show you me taking the material off the mat carefully. So the first thing you're going to do is flip it over, put your hand onto the material, and pull the mat away. The mat is super flexible, so this is going to protect your material. Okay, we can take that away. And now I'm left with the parts that I do want to keep. Now the reason I'm left with this and I don't have to pull it off of the cardstock here is because I did the correct cut pressure settings. If it was a little bit too deep or not deep enough, it might still be stuck on here, so then you'll just have to pop them out carefully. But for me, they're left on this mat. So what I could do is go ahead and weed out these parts that I don't want right now, because it's already stuck on there. It makes my life a whole lot easier. You can use your weeding tool, your tweezers. This spatula works great for cardstock. So let's say, I'm just going to show you one of them. I'm going to pull off all the parts that I don't want on this guy. Again, your mat is super flexible, so you can kind of bend it a little bit. Okay, so let's take off this one. So what we're going to do, flip it upside down, take your little spatula tool and gently slide it down. This is why I'm telling you, you should probably use a light grip mat, the blue one, because it's not stuck down as much. Otherwise, the green one sometimes tears the cardstock. So that's how I carefully get them off. Now I'm going to continue that for all of them and go from there. So that's kind of that little one. Again, the spatula, go really slowly, and instead of trying to pull it up like this or scrape it up like this, flip it over, let gravity help you do the work. I have all of these things, so we're gonna get creative with it and make it a perfect little box for our gift. So let's get started. I'm using just some double-sided glue tape from the dollar store, and we're gonna start building our box. I started off by just building kind of the template of it to see where everything would go, because there were a lot of pieces to this, as you can see, and at first I was very confused on where each piece went. So thankfully I was able to refer back to the photo of the product on Creative Fabrica, and then I just went in with my hot glue gun and started gluing things down. The reason for that is I ran out of my double-sided tape I would say that the double-sided tape would more than likely work a lot better than the hot glue. It's kind of a layered effect. This would be really cool with holographic, kind of like they did in theirs. They used really pretty little pastels and everything, but just look at how cute that is. So we're gonna make like a 3D butterfly effect, kind of like popping out. Now, if I knew that that was kind of what I was making, I think I would make the colors a little bit different. So now that you know before you make it, and then on here, you're going to want to fold this, add a strip of hot glue on there, and then put it on in the middle like so. So we're just gonna start building it and going from there. I'm going to speed up the process. Let's get going. This was really easy once I was able to lay everything out on this table or on the floor, wherever you are, and kind of piece where everything's going to go, put them together. So all of the top bits for the lid I put together, and then so on and so forth. So I'm just going to continue to build this as I go and glue it down. Perfect. So I built the big box first, and for these butterflies, they folded in really nicely. It was kind of tricky at first to figure out how to close it, but again, I just looked at the photo and then saw that they folded in, and then I realized there was a little box with it. At the time that I downloaded this, I did not know it had the little kind of jewelry box thing in the middle, or maybe you want to put some candy in there or something. And this turned out even better than I wanted, because now I have the exploding box for the photos and then this cute little jewelry box to put it into. This was like a really fun little puzzle almost, because you kind of have to just put the pieces all together. And I love puzzles, but I don't have the patience for it. So this was a much better version of a puzzle. I'm just going ahead and layering on this cute little flower. And for some of the pieces, honestly, I didn't even end up bothering using them. And then other ones that were supposed to go, let's say, on the larger box, I decided to add to the smaller box. So yes, I got the template off of Creative Fabrica and downloaded the SVG, but I essentially just started making it my own because I thought this would look better, or, you know, I cut out a different color than I wanted and I wanted to make it look cute. Once those boxes were done, I put them on the side just to set and get it ready to fill. I'm so excited. I will not be showing me filling it with photos on camera, just for privacy reasons, because I don't have the permission to share photos of these people's children and kids and things like that, so I want to keep that private. But all I'm doing is going to be printing out some photos at my local Walmart or wherever photo studio you can, and then I'm just going to add them into the exploding box on all of these little pieces. So it's really cool. It's like a layered little album, and I just love this. It's like scrapbooking meets Cricut, which is just right up my alley. I am so excited to put this all together, so let's see how it all turned out and then put this piece together for a gift. While I'm making this box, I thought I would talk a little bit about some ideas to gift for Mother's Day coming up. So I have my Cricut, and I love to make anything personalized. I feel like a lot of people that have their Cricuts probably feel the same way, that a personalized gift is just so special. My love language is absolutely gifts, and it's not the part of receiving gifts, it's actually giving gifts and just making something so personal and something that they can treasure. I feel like I love making it, and I love seeing their face when they get it and seeing it up in their home or wearing it if it's jewelry and things like that. So you could absolutely go ahead, and if you have a Cricut maker, you could get the engraving tool and then create some beautiful jewelry yourself. I personally went ahead and actually ordered some jewelry for, I have a couple moms in my life that I'm going to be gifting it to, and some mother-in-laws, and I have, you know, friends that are moms, and I really wanted to give a special little something for everyone. So today, the little box that I made is going to be for my mom. I have shown other tutorials of me making other things for the other people, and the reason I chose the necklace that says grandma for her is because, well, you know, she's a grandma and she loves her grandbabies, as most of them do, and I just wanted to give her something special. So I went ahead and got that one for her, because there's no way I could have done any type of a birthstone with the kids. She has too many grandkids and too many kids to fit on one necklace. That would be one heavy necklace with all 8 of her kids on there. So I just went ahead and did this really pretty grandma, and you can go ahead and personalize it with whatever word you want, which was a really cool feature. The other one I got for my mama friend was a birthstone and the name of her children engraved on there, and I love how it was super affordable. I was also able to get a discount code with Karativa, so the discount code is Shea10 for 10% off. If you are interested in ordering something similar for Mother's Day that's personalized, maybe you do not have the Cricut engraving tool like myself, and right now you are not able to go and get one, so you want to order just some personalized jewelry. They are just stunning, and I am so excited about these, along with the music box that I am going to be personalizing for my mother-in-law, and I will show you that once it's done. Maybe I'll do it on a live or something coming up for Mother's Day. I'm going to have to ship that over to Manitoba, Canada, so we'll see how it goes. But I am really excited for this year because this is the first year that I've been able to treat all of those special and meaningful mamas and grandmas in my life. And I'm so excited because, as you know, I'm always on a major budget. I talk about that in most of my videos. So I can really appreciate the fact that each item is carefully designed and handmade at an affordable price. And then that way I don't need to spend an arm and a leg to just get one gift. I can go ahead and get everyone a little something and then DIY a little box for them or a little frame. And like I said, I've shown tons of tutorials of me making the paper flower shadow boxes and the mugs and all of those things for Mother's Day that are going to be going out to all of those special mamas that are near and dear to my heart. So I'm so excited. Here is the finished shadow box. It is so cute. Oh, I just love how this turned out. So I'm going to show you me opening it up. It pops right open. You have these stunning butterflies in there. I'm going to put all of the photos, like I said, all in here, so you put it in between all the flaps. You could write kind little notes to your mom or grandma or, you know, your mom friend, whoever, aunt. And then in here we have the elegant little jewelry that I showed you. We have the grandma one in here ready to go. I am so excited. Check out this flower. Like, this is such a stunning little box. I definitely wish I went ahead and did some different colors, maybe some beautiful pastels or just something a little bit different, but I just went ahead with what I had on hand and it still turned out really pretty. I just kind of wish I went in with something a little more spring-like, if that makes sense. Anywho, on to the rest of my stunning pieces that I got. I'm going to personalize this with Happy Mother's Day on it and probably her kids' names or something. And then I also showed you in the previous video, which is right up here, how to make these cute personalized Mother's Day cards. This is also an SVG that I downloaded from Creative Fabrica, but again, you can get them from wherever you so choose and like to download your fonts. And any of the SVGs I'm talking about in this video will be linked down below. This stunning music box, like, hello, look at the intricate design on this. Like, this is stunning. I saw this and I was highly considering keeping this as well, but my husband really wants to gift it to his mama, so that's what we're going to do. And you can personalize it with a song, so I chose this one. Super cute, and it's a really pretty music jewelry box. I love it, and this is just such a wonderful Mother's Day gift idea. I feel like it works perfectly with Cricut because I could go ahead and add a decal to it or maybe to the side of it. And I just love things that I can get and personalize to really make the gift about them specifically. I'm trying to roll out all of my Mother's Day content for you as soon as possible. I have tons more tutorials coming for you. Yes, the next one is super exciting. It's going to be me taking a handwritten note or letter of someone, a loved one, you know, maybe it's your great grandma or something like that, and that you're wanting to put into an SVG format and add onto something. So me specifically, I'm going to be adding it to the shadow box frame here that we created with rolled paper flowers in this tutorial. If you wanted to see how I made those paper flowers, I included it into a shadow box, which I've shown in another tutorial as well how to do. And now I'm going to go ahead and copy and create an SVG out of that handwriting from that special person and meaningful person, and then add it on to this beautiful flower shadow box. So a really stunning gift to give to someone, and how incredibly special is that to gift for Mother's Day. That's gonna be out this week coming up, so stay tuned for that. If you are not subscribed yet, I would absolutely love it if you would stick around, say hello, like and comment the videos. It always helps boost my videos, and I really appreciate you taking the time to write a comment and watch my videos. I will see you all in the next one. Happy crafting, and bye for now.